Is it true, by the way? Did you work as a janitor?
I did for years.
For years?
2 years. Best job I ever had.
No.
Well, that's not true. But it was like headphones in, you do your job, you mop, you clean this, you stock that, and
What type of place were you doing this at?
at like a high rise in Manhattan, so like a hedge fund place or whatever,
Yeah.
and these guys would rent out offices. So I had a couple floors. They call it a porter. That's like the African American of janitor. But you took deliveries out. Every now and then you cleaned a big old miscarriage in the bowl. That was a bummer.
Yeah.
But it was like,
Did you have like a uniform, like a onesie?
no, t-shirt and jeans, but you had to mop and you had to stock everything and clean. Like a lady would be like, "Hey, my desk fell apart. Can you fix it?" And I didn't know how to do anything, so I'd just be like, "Yeah, sure." And I'd be in there with a screwdriver and like fuse box. I had to learn about that. It was crazy.
And this was ideal because you had daytime hours, and then you could.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would write in the boiler room like Good Will Hunting, and it was a great gig.
Did you ever keep up with anybody from then? Like,
No.
And have you never run into someone who was like, "Hey, you used to like clean"?
No, because these are like hedge fund guys. That's not my world.
Right.
It was me and this other Mexican guy, and I taught him how to do everything. He taught me how to fix shit, and I taught him how to like get a bank account and buy a cell phone and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a weird movie, like a feel good movie. He's like, "Yo, SA, you got a Chase account? Show me." So I would like go in there with him.
That's hilarious. You're like, you shouldn't just keep it in your jacket. Yeah. You should put it somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot. He's gone now, deported.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sweet man, Esteban.
Yeah. Esteban, if you're out there, don't come back.
But that's the key is those labor jobs. Move furniture. I worked as a gopher on a construction site. That was hell. And then janitor was easy. It's air conditioning. Not bad.
Yeah, I was trying to go through like all the gigs I had.
Yeah. What did you do? I can't imagine you getting dirty.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first gig was PAing, which is like, on shows.
That's a good gig.
That's a good gig. It can break your back on like, you know what I mean? Like it's summer and you're just like carrying cables and the running go. I mean, you're just like spent at the end of that. Then I did some other post-production stuff. So I was like post coordinator. I went to the story department. And then I did logging. You had to log the tapes.
I didn't know you were this immersed in like the studio world.
Yeah, that was like, so there was a lot of that. I did a pizza place.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, off Riverside Drive in the Valley.
Okay.
Then I did another pizza / counter service restaurant place in LA on Sunset. That was another gig I had. Then I was a site rep, which is a site rep is like if you own your house and you call this company and you go, productions can shoot at my house. Like I want to rent out my house.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when somebody books it and they go, all right, you're shooting at Mark's house, I have to represent basically you. So I go there and I'm like, hey, this is the guy's rules for his house. Like, you know, you can put up this stuff, but you can't nail it to the wall.
Right.
You have to use tape. You kind of like are babysitting because the productions don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like you'll literally be like, just make sure nothing goes on this wall. And they're like, got it. And you walk over here and someone goes, doom, doom, and they just like nail into the wall.
Yeah.
It's like you're babysitting productions.
So did you work any freak offs? Any big house fun stories?
I mean,
porno?
No. Oh no, I wish. I did, in LA in that time, I had like porn neighbors.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, Taylor Rain was my neighbor.
Taylor Rain.
I'm sure that she's
pull her up.
She was my next door neighbor. If you're listening, Taylor, I wish we would have gotten together. Yeah, we lived at there she is.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, she's cute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen her. I've seen her with jizz on her forehead.
Yeah. That's her. Yeah.
Don't you meet a porn star and you're like, why aren't you blowing me? What are we doing here? It's kind of like when you meet a person there and you're like, you're a comic? You're not that funny?
Yeah.
I feel that way with porn stars. I'm like, well, why are you not licking my asshole? Like you're a porn star.
It's so true. Well, I of course, I recognize her.
Yeah.
And,
good for you.
And I get like kind of nervous, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm
She's
also
a star.
22, 23.
Oh, primo porn age.
Yeah, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Taylor Rain. And I remember one day we're both parking in the parking garage. She wasn't she wasn't outgoing.
Sure.
Right? She wasn't like, hi. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't like that, right? So, you're in this Hollywood apartment complex, and one day I park and she parks, and they kind of had this like, I say security. It was just like a guy in a jacket, and he was like, I'm putting like, getting stuff out of my car. She's getting stuff out of her car, and we're going towards the elevator, and the guy who like basically he does laps around the parking garage to make sure no one's car is getting broken into, I guess. Something like that.
Nice.
So he's like, hey, I want to be in the movies.
Oh boy.
And like I'm like listening, and she's like, oh yeah? And he's like, yeah, I can go for hours. And she's like, well, you got to be able to do it with like cameras and lights. And he's like, well, hook me up, like hook me up. Let me. She's like, yeah, okay, sure. Like write your number down. I'll pass it on to someone.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, maybe we could practice. And I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna work out for you, Bao. But then like sometimes you would see her in the elevator or walking down the hall with like other porn people, like because they would hang out together, like that was like and she was a big weed smoker back then.
Whoa.
So they were always tons of weed.
As a 22-year-old, if you're in an elevator with like other porn stars, that's got to be insane.
It is until you like I think it's all individually based personalities. Like the few times I had interactions, she was kind of kept to herself,
Sure,
she wasn't like
that makes sense.
Yeah. So it was like her and her friend, they would hang out and talk and kind of look at you, hey, and she'd be like,
Yeah, I think they're kind of like comics.
Yeah, yeah.
They're a little broken. They have weird childhoods
and feel comfortable with their own types.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. We put ourselves on the line as well as they do to get entertainment.
Yeah.
But
it would be crazy to like get off the elevator. We walk down the hall. I go to this room. She walks past that room. I look, that's Taylor Rain. And then you just go inside and you pull up Taylor Rain. You're like, oh shit, look at this.
Yeah, that I did that with Stormy Daniels.
Really?
When she was in the news, you're like, hey, I'm doing research.
Yeah.
You're like, I see this woman in a courtroom, and then you get to see her get raw dogged by like 8 guys.
It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy that Trump was inside. I mean, imagine Trump on top of her is insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else hard?
You guys hard in there?
Yeah, porn stars are fun. Would you ever do that AVN? Would you ever host it?
I think there was a time where it made like sense for me, like with like the stand up I was doing and the age. I feel like at this point it's like it's like any people are like, hey, would you ever do the Daily Show? And
Right.
you go as a institution and it's great.
Yeah.
But then my next answer is like, there's 10 people better for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
point.
Like they're better at it and I feel like at this point I'd be like, oh, I would recommend 10 other people to you first.
Yeah, and it's not like you need it.
No, it's you don't. I mean, there's a time where it like probably like really is a boost for you.
Sure.
And I think it fits like whatever you're doing. But at this point, I'd be like, I'm fucking the dad with
Yeah,
no, I'll give you a couple animals. It'll be great. Like, we have friends that would nail. Would you do it? You'd be great at it, I think.
Nah, it's too much work. I mean, what you mean, host it or
Yeah, or fuck somebody on it. Yeah.
What?
What?
No, I don't want to host anything. People are like, "Oh, you'd be a good late night guy." I'm like, it's such a horrible job to me.
I don't want to do it.
You got to talk to Snooki. You got to be there every day. You got to wear a suit. It's brutal.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.